the Pisces. Cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hi, welcome to your September reading. I'm sitting here, and right now, the moon, the sun, and Mercury are all in Virgo. So I thought, what not a better time than to read for Virgo than now. So happy birthday, guys. Happy solar returns. Very intense time, huh, Virgo? I definitely know. I know a little bit about what's going on in September because I'm a Pisces, and Pisces is the opposite of Virgo. So this is a very intense season for the both of us. I'm really interested in the energies that come out for both the Virgo and Pisces readings this month. So I've got a card on the table for you, Virgo. It's a card that I pulled before I started recording. I'm doing this for all the signs this month. It's my Indigo Angel deck. I'm doing this in honor of you and your angelic spirit. You are the Virgin of the Zodiac. And so I wanted to pull out my angel cards. I'm pulling one for every Zodiac sign, kind of as an overall look for September and guidance. And the card we have for you, Virgo, is Mother Mary. So suitingly so. This is the mother of all angels. And you know, the Mother Mary, I'm not much of a biblical person or anything like that, but I often associate Virgo. This is I feel very intense energy with this card. The Virgin Mary, right? Jesus's mother, the Virgin. Mother Mary. What I know about this card is that it's the mother of all angels. And this is your overall card, Virgo. Wow. What a strong Virgo energy. We're going to read from the book, see what this card really means as far as logically. And I may channel a bit about this card for you before we start shuffling for your reading, Virgo. So let me open the book here to Mother Mary, and we'll read and see if anything sticks out. Wow, I said mother of angels, but apparently Mother Mary is known as the queen of the angels. Mother Mary is the embodiment of unconditional love and compassion. This card calls for you to look at the people in your life as well as yourself with the same love. Mother Mary can help you embrace your gifts and talents and honor yourself in every moment. Sometimes called the divine nurturer, she reminds you to be proud of how far you've come in this lifetime and encourages you to keep moving forward. Mother Mary protects, guides, and supports all children, including indigo children. She also helps you to help other children. Call upon Mother Mary to open your heart and make you aware of what a blessing you are to this planet. Wow. So there was a few very, very powerful things in there, Virgo. The Queen of the Angels. Hopefully by now, if you've been watching me, you're aware that Virgo is the angel of the zodiac, right? This is why I use these cards. And this is the queen of the angels. So Virgo, this could very much be you this month, whether you're a male or a female watching. You are really embodying this queen of angels energy. If not, then there could be the queen of angel presence around you. But I'm really feeling like this is your guys' essence. I mean, it's very beautiful. I'm on the borderline of crying with the energy that I'm feeling right now, and that's just because I'm a Pisces and I feel Virgo energy so intensely. So this has a lot to do with unconditional love and compassion, Virgo. You're going to be really, really tapping into the vibration of that energy this month in September. And it's so interesting that the word unconditional love would come up when we talk about a mother's love and how it's unconditional. Very, very powerful stuff. It even makes me think that some of you watching who are mothers could really be embodying that mother energy with your own children. As it said at the bottom here, that she also helps you to help other children. So you guys are the mothers. You guys are that mothering energy anyway. And it also said that you're the divine nurturer, sometimes called the divine nurturer. Virgo, that is you for sure. And I feel like you're just in that nurturing energy this month. Virgo and Pisces are known as the healers of the zodiac. We're the opposite sign, right? Pisces and Virgo both share this kind of healing essence. So you're really in that mothering, unconditional love, healing, divine, nurturing energy, Virgo, this month. And those are the things that really, really stuck out to me. Other than the fact that you're looking at the people in your life as well as yourself with this unconditional love. So I think you're going to be learning a lot about this. Yeah, very powerful stuff here. There's some encouragement here to move forward, protection, guidance, and support for you, Virgo. I think you're going to be getting this and giving this. Also, with Mother Mary, you know, your own mothers. If you're not a mother yourself, then there's mother figures in your life that could be significant this month to you in September, Virgo. It doesn't have to be your biological mother. We all have guidance in our life, whether this is our some of our mothers have passed on. I definitely feel for those of you watching who have mothers in different realms, my mother is an angel. She passed away in Virgo season, so I do have a very Virgo angel mother. She had a Virgo moon. So whether your mother is living or your biological mother, there's some sort of mothering energy, which makes me feel like there's something that you're giving birth to this month, Virgo. It's very ironic when a virgin, someone who's pure, reproduces, right? We have that whole biblical story of Jesus, how Jesus was the Son of God. This mother, Mary, is the mother of all. And there is no father figure there. So I don't know how that's going to resonate with you guys, but I just think kind of rebirth and giving birth to whether it's a project or actually some of you really giving birth this month. Maybe if you're men watching, you are dealing with the birth of your child. So it's going to be different for all Virgos, but we have this mothering energy, which is so soothing. And like I said, the energy of your mother, I mean, get a close look at her. She's beautiful, just so beautiful, very intense, very Virgo to me. I actually can't look at this card for too long without getting a really interesting feeling. So we've got the Mother Mary there, Virgo, very, very soothing. And I wanted to show you the underlying energy is believe in yourself. So there is an energy here. Whenever I get this card, I see the angel here. And I see that she's kind of swinging on a rope, okay? So this is the card for me where I feel the need to talk about those times in our life where we feel like we're like hanging on by a thread, right? When we're just literally barely hanging on at the end of our rope, so to speak. Well, in those moments, we have to believe in ourselves, right, to continue forward. And I feel like this is kind of bouncing off of that Mother Mary energy. You're going to really need to believe in yourself in September, Virgo. And there's going to be certain assistance from the divine that kind of helps assist you this month in these qualities. Okay, so off to a really powerful start, Virgo. No wonder I'm led to do your reading tonight. Very, very beautiful. Please excuse my voice. So if you're ready, Virgo, I'm ready. We're going to start shuffling and seeing what's going on here. So September obviously is your birthday month, and it's interesting. We talked about birth. Well, some of you are kind of being born right now. You know, if you're a Virgo watching, you were born around this time of year. So I believe when the sun returns back to where it was when we were born, that is an upload in consciousness, right? It's a solar return. So the return of certain consciousness coming back to us. And in many ways, it's like being born again, right? So there's a very birthy energy, almost a silent energy, like when Jesus was born type of energy coming up in your reading right now. So yeah, this is your first house, Virgo. So this month has everything to do with your house of self, the I am, which is even shuddering to say right now, because like I said, I'm not a biblical person. I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person. But I do know certain things here and there. And one of the things I know is that God, another name for God is I am. So it's interesting when Virgo season comes upon us, because we're going through I am energy, and we have that whole concept of God and the angels, right? All Virgos and Libras for that matter. We have Virgo and Libra season this month. Libras being the archangels, Virgos being the angels. And this is up for debate. You know, if there's anyone watching that would like to comment below what their perception of God and angels are, please do so, as long as it's, you know, open-minded and not too hasty or opinionated. We don't need any of that negative energy. But in my opinion, angels have heavenly duties to live out in this physical realm, right? I very much believe Virgo is the physical embodiment of angels. And so our Virgo energy, we all have Virgo energy somewhere. For me, it's in my Chiron, angel healing. It's in my 8th house, angelic transformation. But for you, Virgo, your sun is in Virgo. So you have the conscious awareness of heaven, of heavenly duties. And this is why you're burdened and weighed down by the irrational perception of perfection in humanity. Perfection is definitely something that I feel is outside of the human realm. You know what I mean? So we're going through that kind of energy, Virgo. This is definitely your energy. It's your house of self. So this is going to have everything to do with you. Now, when we get to the second half of the month, we're going to be moving into Libra. The moon is going to pass through you. The sun is going to pass through you. Even Mercury, your ruling planet, by the way. Mercury, your ruling planet, is now in Virgo. That's going to be really helpful to your guys' mental cognition, and the way you communicate is going to kind of become more empowered. You're going to have more of a sense of control over the way you think while you're communicating, and your thoughts. We all know Virgo and their non-stop thinking, right? And analyzation, logical processing, stuff like that. Mercury is going to come and help with that, Virgo. But even Mercury will pass through you eventually. And I know birthdays, I said this last month to Leo, and I said it to Cancer the month before. Birthdays are really intense, especially when you're a Virgo, when you're constantly, fixing and healing and being responsible for this and that and he and her and my job and my work and my service and, all these things, Virgo. And on top of that, you're dealing with the sun, which is the center of the universe, shining on you, forcing you to become aware of certain things, first forcing you to become conscious of certain things. And then opposite of you is Pisces with this Neptune energy, which is illusions and fantasy and emotions, spirituality, everything that pulls you away from this physical realm. So just lots going on, Virgo. I promised I wouldn't babble and ramble too much in these videos because of your energy. I know your energy appreciates quick facts and things being in order, so I'm trying, but please have mercy on me because I'm a Pisces. So your energy is so foreign to me. We are polar opposites, but I do have a Taurus moon and a Capricorn rising, which very heavily grounds me, and it allows me to be very open to that Virgo earth. Okay, so I guess we'll see what's going on, Virgo, other than kind of what I'm channeling for you already. I kind of just understand you and kind of from an opposite end. I will never be a Virgo, but I will always be the shadow of Virgo. And it's a funny thing what we can learn about ourselves when things are mirrored to us and when we're the shadow of something. So, all right, Virgo. This is for Virgo, September 2018. What's going on for Virgo in the month of September 2018. Virgo, the mutable earth sign, the 6th house of service and health to others. What is the message for Virgo? Okay. Wow. So we definitely have the Empress here. So these must be your first two cards. This is your first half of the month came out all together. We have the Empress, which is ironically another mothering energy. So there is definitely a mother energy surrounding you this month, Virgo. This is the Empress. This is Venus. Venus was in Virgo not too long ago. But this is a significant Libra, Taurus, or Aries woman. But this is also abundance and just beauty. It's the planet Venus. We have the planet Venus showing up very heavily for you. We have the star, which is a healing energy. Lots of healing energy for you this month, Virgo. This is the card of faith, the card of hope and inspiration. And we have the Two of Pentacles, your earth energy showing up. And it's the Two of Pentacles. So we have some juggling going on here. We have the need for balance. We have some stress going on, of course. So we're going to keep shuffling. But this is very much your first half of September. This is Virgo season in a nutshell. The new moon even. And then we're going to, now keep in mind, these energies can happen at any time. You can experience this at the end of the month, but this is just kind of how I'm setting things up this month. And I do want to mention, Virgo, we do have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck right now. So the first couple weeks of September, while we're very much underneath this Virgo energy still, we could experience certain pain, right? Certain betrayal. The Three of Swords to me is definitely the heart space breaking, right? We have some heart chakra energy going up here. This card is very cloudy. It's very rainy, very painful energy I'm feeling from this. I feel like the heart of Virgo is damaged in some way the first couple weeks of September. Let's see what's behind the Three of Swords. The Page of Swords. So this could definitely be because of some sort of truth coming out. Could be linked to an air sign for sure. Aquarius. Aquarius is coming up strongly. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. But I feel like this is because of some sort of quick message that comes in, some kind of quick truth that you learn about the first couple weeks of September. It could be a message that comes in very quickly. The Page of Swords is very swift energy. It's often considered the spy card. So I don't know if there's someone spying on you, or if there's just someone who's delivering information the first couple weeks of September. And this could ultimately lead to a sword in the heart, Virgo. It could be something you overhear or just something that you see out of the corner of your eye. But what this really means to me, Virgo, for me, this is my personal card for speaking from the heart. Because we have these swords, right? And in astrology, in tarot, swords represent communication, right? Which is one of your key words as being ruled by Mercury. There's going to be certain conversations that have to happen in September, specifically the first couple of weeks of September, Virgo. And they're going to have to be conversations. You're usually used to speaking from your mind, but maybe that's why Venus is coming up here, because they're with the mother energy and this nurturing energy, Virgo. You have to access the heart, and sometimes when we focus on our heart, after not focusing on our heart for so long, we all of a sudden feel its weight, right? We all of a sudden feel the center of us, and the center of you is very important this month, because this is the center of the universe, the sun, right? The sun, the center of our universe, is shining on you, Virgo. So when you yourself are the center of attention, the center of you becomes something that you have to focus on, right? As above, so below. So it's only natural that you're focusing on the center of you during your solar return and during your birthday season. This is very much about your heart space and unconditional love. Your heart is coming up here with the Empress, and this is like loving like a mother would love her child, right? There's a very nurturing, unconditional love factor here. So as I was saying, there may be certain conversations that take place with you and others, several, so at least three very, very important conversations, Virgo. And while you're having these conversations with these people, places, and things, make sure that you're speaking from a place of truth, speaking from a place of love. No matter, even, some of the smartest people can talk about hate in a loving way, right? And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but just kind of feel what I'm saying here. These are going to be really hard things to talk about, heartbreaking issues, right? You're going to need to be, for the first time, Virgo is going to be speaking and feeling from a heart place. And those people around you who've been able to analyze you and who think they know you, they may be a bit shocked by this, because Virgo is not usually the type of being that is so open at a heart space, right? You guys are very hermited people. You're very, very isolated people. You appreciate your solitude, especially when it comes to your feelings, Virgo. A lot of you have hide the fact that your heart is breaking, or the fact that your heart is not made of stone. Virgos have very, very alive, beating hearts, very sensitive creatures. And so this is going to be conversations that come up about the pain you've caused others, the pain that you have felt, right? It's going to go both ways here, and it's going to have something to do with your love life. It's going to have something to do with what you want and what your wishes are, your destiny. And it's going to have something to do with a decision, something that's been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's going to be some heavy stuff there, Virgo, but as long as you come from a place of your heart, as long as you believe in yourself, let us not forget to mention that with this unconditional love that you so easily give others, please make sure that you are also giving that same amount of love to yourself, Virgo. You know, you heal everyone else, you fix this and you fix that, and you analyze this and you solve this. But at some point, especially, you know, what better time than now to nurture and heal your own self? That's the problem with Virgo and Pisces, is that we are the healers, right? But we're very much like Chiron in that sense, that we are the wounded healers. We can heal so quickly everything else around us, but when it comes to ourselves, we're not so kind. We're not so quick to solve and heal, right? So there's things coming up there, Virgo. We got the Three of Swords here because of some sort of truth, okay? It could have to do with a Pisces for some of you because we have the Hanged Man. If it's not because of a Pisces, it could be because of some sort of stagnant situation that is ultimately happening for your enlightenment, okay? There's no need to hang on to conflict anymore, all right? Because we very much have the Judgment here and the Libra card. But before I get, you know, looking at the cards, oh, wow. I don't know if you were just seeing that on camera, but I definitely just opened up my deck to the Hermit. So let's see what's behind you. The Three of Pentacles, of course, working. And then the Ace of Swords. There, you know, while everything else is going on, Virgo, with relationships and family, I mean, you guys are the sixth house of lifestyle. And to me, the sixth house of lifestyle has always been kind of overwhelming for me. As I've studied astrology, I've kind of just, you know, I know about the fifth house and I know about the seventh house, but the sixth house is really interesting to me, probably because I'm the 12th house as a Pisces. The 6th and the 12th house are opposites. So this lifestyle energy is overwhelming to me because it's very earthy, it's very logical, it's about your routine, it's about your health. And to me, so much goes into our daily routines, you know. How do you sum up a house like this, like lifestyle? How do you sum up a house opposite of that, like spirituality and subconscious? But this is about your reality, Virgo. And to me, I understand how hard it is to balance everything that goes into the sixth house, right? We have family, we have relationships, we have work, we have our daily routines, and then on top of all that, we have our health. And the fact that we have to be of service to other people, and the fact that we have to nurture and heal other people, that is your energy. All of those things go into the sixth house. And so while everything else is going on here with relationships and the fact that there's mothers and pregnant and this baby and my wishes and, oh, but I'm balancing finances as well. Well, we have you, Virgo, and I don't know why this happened. I just opened up my deck and I opened it up to the Hermit card. Your energy is very present with me. And we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So while everything else is going on, we do have this work thing. We have this teamwork situation. Could it be that actual work is going fine for you this month? Like, work is finally one of the things out of all the things you deal with, Virgo, that is actually going quite well for some of you. Maybe there's some sort of money related matter. I do see that there's some juggling going on with the finances. Maybe you have a job decision to make. You know, maybe there's certain things in September changing about your lifestyle, your work. This is the sixth house of work in lifestyle, service, routine. And we have the Hermit card here with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I feel like there's something victorious happening in the finances. And you know what this is, Virgo? It's the universe. Like, you know, Virgo, here you go, friend. Like, the universe is like, it feels for you right now. And it knows the relationship between Virgo and work. Every Virgo I know is a hard worker, okay? You guys are the mutable earth sign, so your money is able to adapt, okay? You guys are really good at knowing resources and stuff like that, and that's probably because Taurus is your 9th house. So Virgo came here with certain knowledge about resources and certain things that are just expanded for Virgo, right? Well, I feel like there's just some sort of new clarity that you guys are getting in a teamwork situation, okay? With your coworker, some sort of clarity. You could be getting some sort of empowerment, but it's victorious. And even to go further, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is you working really hard, Virgo. Really hard. Even while all this other stuff is going on, you're still going to work. You're still doing what it is that you have to do to ground yourself realistically. You guys deal with very real earthy things, practical problems, and on top of that, you have this angel essence to where in the back of your mind, you're linked to spirituality as well. But you indulge yourself in this kind of stuff, Virgo, because this is what makes you comfortable. This is what you feel you can do perfectly, right? This is what you have in the bag. And there are other areas in your life that you're not too skilled at, you know, emotions and, you know, kind of cheering people up and stuff like that. You guys are the hard workers of the zodiac. You guys indulge yourself in work when you're in your feelings, Virgo. What do? Most of you do something physical with your hands, like cleaning or fixing something, so that you can occupy your mind on something that you can fix. It's almost as if you're embodying. It can be symbolic is what I'm saying. So if you have a certain argument with a person, or if there's something out of your control, you'll replace it with the detail of something more physical. Like, okay, I'll go and work and do good at work, at least. So hopefully you guys are understanding that message. I just think you guys are working really hard at a teamwork situation. There's something victorious happening in the job. And I also see that there's some sort of transformation going on with you, Virgo. There could be a Scorpio involved. But with the Death card and the High Priestess, there's a secret spiritual, this is the card of rebirth. Talk about Mother Mary. Definitely some sort of secret spiritual thing going on with you this month, Virgo. Something very secretive. With the Death card, this is the Scorpio house of secrets. And then the High Priestess is an intuitive energy. So this is some sort of spiritual death going on with you, Virgo. In order to be reborn as a Virgo, you definitely have to go through a spiritual transformation, okay? So your solar return, I didn't really realize this, but as you are reborn again, there is a part of you that has to die, right? And this is happening at an intuitive level, at a psychic, spiritual level. This is your opposite energy, Pisces. So this is what's transforming with you, and it is victorious. I see 2 indications of victory now. And we have you working really hard, Virgo. So pretty cool that I opened up to your, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is another very Virgo energy. But I just can't ignore this this 3 of Swords hanging out. I just feel like this is important. I feel like while all that we just talked about is going on, there's also pain and emotional things going on under the surface with you, and it has something to do with the first couple weeks of September. So let's keep shuffling, and we'll head into the time period where we had the 8 of Wands come out. So something very quickly. Maybe this is when energies start to pick up. We have the moon. This is a significant Pisces. Pisces is your opposite sign. I stopped shuffling at the moon. This is also that full moon in Aries at the end of the month, but this is also that new moon in Virgo happening. I'm recording on the 9th at 2:30 in the morning. So we have a Virgo new moon. This Virgo new moon, I've been feeling a rather dark energy with this one. But it's not the darkness. It's actually the light within the darkness that we're seeing. But it could be very painful for you, Virgo. You could be going through certain I'm telling you, you're keeping your pain a secret, like every Virgo I know does. Even though you're surrounded by emotion and practically drowning in the waters of spirituality, you're keeping your pain hidden. This is soul pain. There's some sort of completion happening around this moon, around the moon in September, whether it's the Aries full moon or the Virgo new moon. There's going to be certain completions. So let's move into that Libra energy towards the end of the month and see how the energy changes for you. So what more do we have for Virgo for September 2018? Whoa. So that's a lot of cards there, but I did see this 6 of Swords. So there's 2 significant decks here. I feel like we're going to keep shuffling. That's a huge deck there. So there's a lot coming in at the end of September for you, Virgo. Lots of things. So much that my cards are trying to find the perfect simplified version of the story, just enough for me to see what's going on in the nutshell. So can we simplify it a bit for Virgo? See what's going on. Just show me what I need to see, cards for Virgo for the end of September. 3 cards for Virgo, please. Okay, we have 1, and it did land upside down. The Fool. The fact that this landed upside down, when my cards do that, it's more of a, because some cards they fly out and they flip over, right? Well, it's very significant when a card comes out and it's like this. this is hidden energy. This is energy that's kind of under the table, energy that's kind of disguised. So there's a hidden new beginning happening for you. And I look down, look at what card's on the bottom of the deck again. So this may be a new beginning with a Pisces. It could even be a new beginning with a Cancer, because the moon is often associated with Cancer and Pisces. But you know what else the moon is, Virgo? It's the mother. There's so much mother energy around you. So I feel like there may even be a new beginning here for some of you with a mothering energy. But what I really feel, especially because this card was face down, is that the moon is a hidden energy. I'm telling you, you're working behind the scenes this month because there's a new moon in Virgo. The moon is going to be hidden in the sky. We're not going to be able to see the moon until around September, maybe 13th, 14th. We might get a sliver of a crescent moon. So the moon is really important for Virgo this month because you guys are going through a new moon in Virgo where the sun and the moon are going to be both in Virgo. This is a time to plant new seeds. This is a time to start new things, you know, or at least set intention. So either way, there's a hidden new beginning. And this is a soul journey. This is a soul journey. When we have the moon and the Fool, this is a soul journey, okay? The Fool can even be symbolic for a risk, a leap of faith. We do have faith here. And we have 2 Aries coming up. I don't know if this is a new beginning with a Pisces. I feel like it is because the High Priestess is also Pisces energy. But whatever this is, Virgo, you're secretly winning this month. Like, there's hidden victory. Hopefully it's not too hidden. Hopefully it's not hidden away from you. Use your intuition this month, Virgo, against your nature. I know it's your nature to kind of analyze and stay on the ground, but there's a spirituality this month just calling your name. Otherworldly energies, angelic presences. This is very, very spiritual. The High Priestess and the Moon together. Very Pisces energy, your opposite house, your 7th house. But this is secretive. There's something happening at a secret soul level with Virgo. This is your soul knowledge. You are the Hermit, which is a very wise tarot card. But because the Fool is here, I feel like this is a new beginning at a soul level. I feel like there's secret soul knowledge that you know, and I feel like you're moving in silence, kind of. And even if you're not aware of it yet, Virgo, September is a brand new start for you, especially towards the end of September. You may be starting to see that. Maybe this is the Aries full moon. That's another thing. This is the Fool and the moon, and the Fool is known as Aries. So that Aries full moon can really be symbolic for a new start for you. So let's keep shuffling for 2 more cards for Virgo for September 2018. September 2018, Virgo. Whoa. Let's get 2 more cards for Virgo for September 2018, end of September. End of September for Virgo 2018. Okay. And we have your last cards. We have the Tower. We have the Tower here. This is an interesting thing. I'll get explaining that in a minute. So the Tower is going to be something that you definitely see. It didn't fall face down. So there's something at the end of September that's going to be kind of abrupt, okay? And then we have this hidden energy here, which is the King of Swords. So there's some hidden clarity here involved with this Tower. We're going to place the King of Swords here. So either way, you end September with some sort of clarity, especially because we have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And behind him, the King. I'm sorry, I said Knight of Wands. This is Knight of Swords, King of Swords, or Queen of Swords. So air, air, air. Definitely air energy, air energy, clarity. And we have the King and the Queen of Swords. So whenever we have that, we have a divine partnership. So underlying energy, Knight of Swords. We'll get to that at the end of the reading. But for now, I want to kind of approach this separately. So we could have this could be the first couple weeks of September. This could be the last couple weeks of September. So either way it goes, just kind of follow your own intuition, especially because we have so much Priestess and Moon energy. You're really going to have to listen to your own intuitive logic, Virgo, and really let the right details jump out at you, especially this month. So we have the Empress as your first card, that mothering energy again. We remember that we have the Mother Mary overlooking this whole reading. So this definitely has to do with some sort of mothering energy. There could be someone who's pregnant in the situation, whether it's you or someone you know. But there is this birthing energy, right? This energy of giving birth to something, creating something. But for those of you who don't resonate with that, this is also an abundant card. The Empress is surrounded by wheat, and that's interesting, Virgo. You guys are the wheat bearers. We do have the fall equinox this month, which no one is talking about yet, but that's going to be a very intense shift in timeline. We had the summer solstice, and we have the winter solstice and the spring equinox, and we have the fall equinox, the fall harvest. So this is you are the harvest, Virgo. Like, you are the wheat bearer, and this is someone who's surrounded by wheat, surrounded by green, very earthy energy. It is significant for Taurus and Libra because they're ruled by Venus. This is the card of Venus. But this is a card of love, and that's unconditional love. And then this could also be a Aries for some of you. But for most of you, this is just that healing, abundant. This is a beautiful energy. There's some sort of beauty happening here. And then we have the star card. So significant Aquarius showing up in your reading. You may have your own Aquarius energy, or you could know an Aquarius, but they're definitely present in this reading. If you're not dealing with an Aquarius, the star card comes up for hope, faith, and renewal. So there's some sort of faith that you have to have in the situation, Virgo, especially the first couple of weeks of September. There's going to be certain things you have to do through faith and faith alone. I mean, this card is talking about a wish that you have. Maybe you've been actually working on this wish. This is the water bearer. And I feel like Aquarius and Virgo are very interesting because Aquarius is the water bearer, Virgo is the wheat bearer. So the fact that Aquarius is showing up for you, this is the South Node. So you could be releasing certain things in a beautiful way this month, releasing things that are holding you back from abundance. And since we have the Empress here, you could be releasing certain things from your heart. This could be love related. But either way, the star to me is definitely some sort of renewal. And it's some kind of healing energy. We do talk about the past and the future here as the star card is pouring from both ends. She's pouring into the pool of water, and that pool of water is then pouring into the other pool of water so the two can meet. So we've got some duality going on between the past and the future. Some of you guys could actually be juggling that. Okay, because right after this we have the Two of Pentacles, and behind the Two of Pentacles is this wavy water with ships, right? So the sailing is not smooth in this card. This card talks about a person who's juggling two different people, places, things, jobs. This is a decision to make, and this is an earth decision, right? So what better card to show up than this, Virgo? So on one end of the spectrum you have this fact, and on the other end of the spectrum you have this fact. So it's like you're kind of juggling two different versions of logic right now, which could confuse the hell out of a Virgo. Like, that is a Virgo kind of going into that Pisces nature. When you get like this, that's more of you being like kind of a Pisces. And I do see some sort of duality here because there's two vases that this woman's pouring out of, and then we have these two pentacles. So I don't know if there's just two different aspects being healed. Maybe you just need to have faith in this situation while you're juggling things and doing it all, Virgo. You guys are huge multitaskers. You can have a conversation with someone, solve world hunger, and be thinking about last Friday all at the same time. So this is like some sort of logical war that's going on inside you. It's definitely causing some emotion. And if you look at it, I always say, especially when this card comes up for earth signs, that this is actually not a grounded feeling, because we have the man here. He doesn't even have both his feet planted on the ground. And it's interesting I say that because this woman doesn't have both her feet on the ground either. So there could be a slight feeling of ungroundedness at the first couple weeks of September, especially with this Pisces Neptune influence. It could have something to do with an Aquarius. One of your feet are in the emotional spiritual realm, and then the other foot is very logically planted in your firm reality. So that's causing some ups and downs in your finances and in your career, and it's bringing up certain decisions. But the main thing here, Virgo, is to just allow healing whenever it needs to take place, because the star card is here to deliver certain wishes, and it's here to heal. So while you're juggling all these things, all of this motherhood, or this heart, Venus, this Taurus, this Aries, this Libra, this abundance, these jobs, these decisions, whatever, these ups and downs emotionally. Allow yourself to be healed. Just know whenever you're dealing with a crossroads that you have the potential to heal both energies, okay? The past and the future, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, okay? So definitely something you're juggling the first couple weeks, Virgo. It could be two people, it could be two jobs, it could be just two things that are pulling you in two different opposite directions. And what are you doing? You're trying to understand infinity, which is why we understand that these two things are related somehow. And there has to be some way, right, Virgo, that we can make this work together. There has to be some way, right, Virgo? It's just not going to be easy to do it if you don't feel grounded. This card does talk about stress, but you know, it talks about having a good time while you're stressed. I know that you could be feeling vulnerable because the star card is naked. So you could be, I think you're working really hard, juggling all these things: family, work, lifestyle, health, everything. But I feel like you're doing a good job at it, Virgo. You're doing better than anyone I know. So now that we move into the second week, this is when we talk about, this is your first house of self. Around September 22nd, the sun is going to move into Libra, though. So this is going to be your second house of resources and finances. So it's interesting that we have you kind of juggling. This might come in even more so at the end of the month when we get into that money house. Maybe there'll be new resources coming in, or certain decisions about jobs, like which way do I go. You're going to need to create your own flow, Virgo. Take it from me as a Pisces. I'm a fish. Flow matters. And there's definitely some ripples in the water, if you know what I mean. So it's okay. All this is going to settle. And we do start the second half of September with something new, Virgo. Some sort of risk that you take. I don't know if you just jump into a new job, or if you jump into a new relationship, or if just something happens, like some kind of new journey. This is linked to the Empress, so it could definitely be an Aries for some of you, or a Taurus, or a Libra season. But this is Venus ruled. I think you kind of take a risk with your heart, Virgo, or you take a risk with abundance. Like maybe you're just feeling like, you know, I'm abundant. I can do anything. I have all the resources I need. Why not just jump and take this risk and see what happens? You know, the Fool is on a brand new journey. It's the 0 card. And he's reached the edge of a cliff. So this happens after the ending of a situation. And in your case, it's happening before the ending. The risk that you take, Virgo, the jump that you take in September, for some reason, following that risk, that new beginning, that journey there, is the Tower. So the Tower, a scary card, right? Not really. The Tower comes in for very important reasons. I mean, when's the last time you saw a lightning bolt come out of nowhere and shock a castle that made a king and a queen jump out? And we do have a king and a queen in your reading, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So there's two very royal people involved in a situation in relation to you, Virgo. You are one of these kings or queens. It's a relationship, and you guys are both showing up as the King and Queen of Swords. So first of all, that makes for a hell of a match. You both have swords, so you can either stab each other with those swords, or you can bring clarity to the situation with each other. You can start communicating better with each other. And when the King and the Queen of Swords is not communicating with each other, that the tower they live in falls down. And it reminds me of a quote that I saw the other day, which is, when communication leaves a relationship, everything else crumbles afterwards. Basically, communication is one of the main things that hold a relationship together. So no matter what's going on in September, Virgo, make sure you're speaking your truth. Make sure you're coming from a clear place, which I think you're going to have a better opportunity of doing that with Mercury, your ruling planet, direct in Virgo. So Mercury is really here to help you, especially during moments like this where you could lose yourself, right, to irrationality. You could really act irrational in this situation, or you can kind of act as an innocent bystander. Sure, something's ending, right? Something is ending. Something is dying. We already know that, Virgo, because you're being reborn. You should have known that in order to be born, you have to die, right? And you have to transform. So this is essentially a situation transforming. I mean, you can look at it as an ending. Or you can look at it as a beginning. It's up to you. It's literally the difference between being optimistic or pessimistic, because this is coming no matter what. And this Tower only comes if there's the foundation of a situation is not stable. And as an earth sign, foundation really matters to you, Virgo. And we can go back to these two cards here when we see that there's not 2 feet on the ground. Now, even a Virgo can ground themselves with 1 foot, because you guys are excellent at that. I think one of your feet are in a new beginning already, like you're half off the cliff already. And then you say, well, fuck it. You know, I think what you do is for some of you, you may jump out of this burning, crashing tower, because the Fool is about to make a jump. And then when we have the Tower, somebody made a jump. Like, they had to make the decision to jump out of that tower. They could have most certainly stayed in that tower. These 2 people could have stayed in that tower, and they could have died with the tower, but they made the decision to jump out of it because they still want to live. You know what I mean? That situation is not that important to allow everything to end. So you make a jump. In Virgo, you could be jumping out of a relationship into another relationship, or you could be jumping out of a home environment. This is definitely some of your homes crashing down towards the end of September. Like, the foundation you built your home on, it wasn't sturdy enough for the universe's liking, so it got struck by lightning. Virgo, it doesn't matter how clean your countertops are. It doesn't matter how many times you have scrubbed the floors today. The Tower is still coming, and I'm kind of picking on you. I'm just saying. Please do not see this as your mistake, or please do not see this as a flaw in your perfectionism or your need to fix, right? How do you fix this? It's an interesting thing with the Tower. We never see what happens after the Tower. We can go off of the cards. In your case, the King of Swords happens after the Tower. You're still a king. You're still a queen. Now you're a king and a queen with a better castle and one with more clarity, right? So please don't try to clean this up as this is happening, because you gotta let it fall all the way apart. It's like a storm, you know. Nobody goes out in the middle of a tornado like, let's build another house, Sally. Like, no, you have to let the other one get blown away first. And then when the storm is clear and when the sirens have stopped wailing, then the calm comes and people come out of shelter and they start rebuilding, right? So this is like something that you're going to need to rebuild, Virgo. It's something falling apart. Maybe it's you, maybe it's your home, maybe it's a family situation, maybe it's a relationship. The Tower is most definitely, for some people, a relationship. But what is it logically? It's a sudden ending and beginning that shocks us. This is going to come as a shock. But what I really wanted to mention is that the card that goes with it is the Star, right? We have both of those cards here. You know what's so special about this combination? In actual tarot, these cards go in synchronicity. The Tower comes, and then right after the Tower, because these cards have numbers, right? The Fool card is the first card. That's why it's the 0. But the Tower comes right after the Star. So even when the Star is not present in a reading, most tarot readers, they intuitively know. They say, hey, you know, you got the Tower, but we have to go through the Tower before we can get to the Star. Well, in your case, Virgo, you know that, and it's here in your reading. Even though you're approaching things in a different way, you experience the Star first and then the Tower. So it's okay to do things a little bit ass backwards this month. You're doing things in your own way. But either way, the Star and the Tower are linked energies. So this tells me that there is going to be healing in this situation. There is going to be renewed hope. This Tower could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. This ending, this might wind up being the best thing that's ever happened to you. You just have to trust the energy. You know, it's something about your past and your future that's crumbling down. Why? So that you can stand in the middle and be present. All right? And this, for some of you, could be something linked with an Aquarius, right? There could definitely be something that falls apart with an Aquarius energy. This could be something that maybe this is in this moment of despair. This is your hopes and your dreams and your wishes crashing down in the middle of September. But just remember in that situation that everything happens for a reason, and that as an earth sign, you don't want to walk around on eggshells, do you? You want to be able to walk in a grounded way. You want to be able to have 2 feet on the ground, 10 toes down. You don't want to walk on something that you can't trust. So the Tower is removing it for you so that you can walk away with more clarity. So yes, there's something crumbling down. In this moment, you're not gonna, maybe it's gonna be a struggle to have faith. It's gonna be a struggle to see the stars with all this lightning, with this storm going on. You know, all these clouds, they're in the way of the stars. Which way do I go? But the star card is Aquarius. Aquarius is the south node. So you need to release this in order for you to heal. So I thought it was really cool there that the star and the tower came up, because those two cards are a synchronicity in tarot anyways. So, you know, this is linked to a new beginning. There's some kind of new beginning that happens. It might be a risk. I feel like some of you just straight up jump out of something that you know is ending anyway. You leap into something new. You leap into a new foundation. For some of you, this is one house crumbling and you literally getting a new house very shortly after that. Or a job that abruptly comes to an end. You immediately get a better job, one that pays more, one that's easier to get to. This could be a relationship that's not working out, that crumbles all to hell, and then boom, you meet someone new, that this is this new journey of light. All of a sudden you see the light, and it's not the light of a star or something like that. It's the entire sun. It's like maybe while the sun is in Virgo, it's so intense that you're not really seeing it, because you know the sun, it can kind of shine brightly in your eyes and it kind of blinds you. Isn't it interesting how the sun allows us to see, but it's so bright that it can blind us? That's kind of ironic. But the sun really starts to shine on a new beginning for you towards the end of September when it leaves you, Virgo. And because of this tower, you step into your authority. We got the King of Swords. So mental transformation, that's another thing that the tower card means, is transformation. And we have these butterflies here on the back of this man's throne. And look at here, Virgo, not many clouds in this picture. We've got two birds flying back there. Birds only fly when the skies are clear. But yeah, we have these two birds, not many clouds, because you know why? This King of Swords is someone who has clarity. So it's really interesting that you can go from juggling and taking a risk and everything falling down, having no faith whatsoever, and then, all of a sudden, I know everything I need to know. And I'm willing to communicate that if you want. This is you, Virgo. By the end of September, you're really stepping into a power of some sort of authority. A new beginning that causes something to fall apart, just so that you have some sort of fact that you've been waiting to have, just so that you can walk away with the truth in the vision that you need. The King of Swords is a intellectual leader. He's has a mental authority, and he's not afraid to speak. Now, he's not very emotional, all right, Virgo? You can be very much like this, especially if you have your own air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, for sure. Some of you guys are ending the month with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're dating an air sign, Virgo, I feel like there's some stuff going on. And if you're not dealing with an air sign, then this is just the communication and conversations that need to take place with people in your life in September. Because you're mentally transforming, and as your mind transforms, the way you speak transforms as well. So lots of different ways we can interpret this. I don't know if something falls apart with one person and that this air sign is actually coming in. I do feel like if you're with an Aquarius individual, which is an air sign, things could be falling apart with them. But this could be different air signs, two different air signs. But we have also air sign here, Gemini energy coming in. But what I'm seeing here is that this is your clarity. This is your truth. This is you, you know, not really being emotional. You're just kind of saying what you mean and meaning what you say. You know, for you, for so long, emotions have been so irrational. This is you being rational and logical, intellectual above all. Like, no more of this dream. Like, what is real? What is true? What is clear? What can be cut? Like, this could definitely be a cutthroat energy. So be careful with this energy, Virgo, because it can turn people cold. It can turn people just kind of, you know. And we do have this nurturing energy, so, you know, you're going to have to allow nurturing into your mental space. This is your mental space. There's something here about your mind. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, Four of Cups. Be careful not to over-focus, because we have a couple of knights here. We have the Knight of Wands in there too. So there could be a fire sign coming some of your guys' ways. There could be an air sign coming. We have a conversation taking place here. These are two different energies, Virgo. We have you really, really dealing with some opposing energy, like you're juggling two different things. All right. And I feel like this is a conversation. Now, the reason why these are interesting is because the Queen of Swords is the match to the King of Swords. She is the feminine version of him. So, yes, she is also a leader when it comes to communication. This is you attracting someone who's I think what you want, Virgo, at the end of the month is just someone who you can share your mind with. Someone who's easy to communicate with. It like, is that so hard? Everybody wants different things, right? For you, Virgo, by the end of September, you're just like, I don't care if this person has, big boobs, or I don't care how this person looks or how this person talks. Like, none of that matters to you anymore. What matters to you is that you're able to communicate with them. I think you guys are in relationships where communication has been kind of hard. People don't know that about Virgo, but communication is so important to them at the end of the day. Now, I don't know how good of a communicator you are, Virgo, each and every one of you. I know Virgo, as a constellation, like Virgo energy is really good at communicating when you try, because you're ruled by Mercury. So you're able to ground Mercury. You have a grounded mentality. So I feel like you guys are just really wanting to step into relationships. So moving forward, if you guys are single or if there's something that has changed in that dynamic, maybe just make sure that the people you attract, the people who you try things with, just make sure they're kind of in the same mental space as you. That's one thing we can say about this king and this queen, is that they have a similar mindset. They're able to talk to each other easily. They're able to make decisions clearly with each other. They're truthful with each other. Really good conversations here. And there could be certain things that you need to speak about come the end of September that have fallen down. You may need to talk about this new beginning, like, hey, this is where I'm at now, and I know everything fell apart, but here's what I think about that. But the Queen of Swords is very mature, is what I'm trying to say. Both the King and the Queen of Swords, very mentally mature. They're intellectual when it comes to facts and logic. They may not be as intellectual when it comes to emotion, but that is not pertaining to you this month, Virgo. It's time for you to really just step into your mental power. So on the contrary, we have this Knight of Swords, who is not quite like the King or Queen of Swords. He's way quicker. He does things without thinking first. Okay, the Queen of Swords is going to really give herself time to mentally process stuff. That might be what this is about, Virgo. I think at the end of September, there's just going to be so much that happens that you just need to fucking mentally process it all, like a boss. Step up, take mental authority over the transformations that are taking place. And so you can either mentally process it like the Knight of Swords, like quick, I don't care what's in front of me, I'm charging. But the Queen of Swords is ready. Like, be ready for this battle, Virgo, because there is some sort of clash energy that's happening right now. I mean, this Queen of Swords is open arms to this Knight, okay? And this Knight is like, fuck yeah, I'm coming in. I don't know if this Knight is coming in with information or truth or clarity, or if he's coming in to like fight. But the Knight of Swords is a way different energy than the Queen of Swords. He is way quicker, as I mentioned. This is the difference between a Libra and a Gemini. If you know any Libras or Geminis, put them in your mind right now, because this is the difference between those energies. This is no shade on Libra or Gemini, but Libras are the cardinal air sign. Gemini is the mutable air sign. And Geminis can be more apt to rush into things without thinking clearly. The Knight of Swords does not care about consequences. He just says harsh stuff. So be very careful, Virgo, about your words while Mercury is in your sign. Especially while Mercury is in your sign. You should always be very careful of what you say, because you speak the words of an angel, right? You guys, your third house is Scorpio. So that's interesting. Your third house of communication is Scorpio, and we have the King of Swords, okay? So be very careful of what you're saying, because what you say this month is going to be written in stone, I want to say. You know what I mean? It's going to be kind of permanent. So just be careful that you're speaking from a place of nurturing, healing energy. No matter what goes on, Virgo, do not stoop to the low levels of negativity. You will abandon the clarity you have. If you speak out the side of your neck, If you speak like an asshole, like the King of Swords sometimes can do, if you speak like a bitch, no, sorry, like the Queen of Swords sometimes can, what it's going to do is cause conflicts. And there's someone in your environment who's ready to go. Okay, they're ready to fight. And so you could just say like, shut up. And this person's like, round. Be careful what you say. Choose your battles wisely because you have a fresh, sharpened sword. Your mind is sharp. At the end of September, you've been through things, you're more clear than ever, and you don't want to sacrifice or risk that. You don't want to risk your own clarity at the end of the month because someone in your environment isn't mature enough to handle what's going on. Because we have a kind of an image, someone who's kind of really young and immature and quick, and then we have this Queen of Swords. So I think this is your choice, Virgo. You can embody this Queen of Swords, someone who takes everything she's mentally processed and allows it to mature her mentally. Or you can, on the other hand, allow all the things that have happened to you body up inside and make you just kind of run hot on your heels and rush into situations that have no clarity. So do you want a clear sky like the Queen of Swords, or do you want all those clouds like the Knight of Swords? So this is the difference between a storm that has already happened and creating another storm. Okay, the clouds want to be gone, but we can definitely create our own confusion sometimes. So this is about taking a stand, Virgo. I feel like you're really stepping up for yourself in September, especially towards the end of September. You're stepping up for your clarity. You're stepping up and communicating. You could be, taking a stand and finally communicating with a person or about some sort of situation. What I'm saying is, the way you could be standing up is mentally. You could be standing up intellectually, like, hey, So please embody that intellect. And the more you do, Virgo, whether you're a male or a female, the counterpart to you is coming in very quickly. Clarity is coming in very fast. This air energy, this is Libra energy. So there is something here about Libra as well, because the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, that's a male or a female Libra, perhaps both. And that could be what's coming in very quickly. Like Libra season is going to be here like very fast. It's air energy, so I feel like the wind is changing for you. Can you feel the change in the air, Virgo? Because the air is definitely changing. It's changing because the seasons are changing too. So you may even step outside and notice that the air is smelling different and your breath is different. And this is ultimately what's shaping the clarity of you. This Libra energy is really coming in strongly, especially if you have Libra placements that will help you throughout this time. So I think that's ultimately what this is. We end the September with this very intellectual air energy, Libra. So Virgo, wow, I'm really glad that I followed my intuition and did your reading. All in all, I just feel that there are certain elements of healing this month, even if things fall apart, even if there's some sort of breakup with this king and this queen. At least you guys both will have your own clarity. At least you're not living in that tower anymore where things are crashing and burning. There are certain risks that you're going to need to take, Virgo, and these are going to be risks that are going to cause things to fall apart. Jumping into this is going to cause certain things to crumble, but it's okay because it's all for the best. It's going to be a more truthful reality for you. No more juggling. You're going to get clarity over certain things you were juggling. Emotional clarity, financial clarity. We do have earth, swords. We don't have any, we have sword and earth, logical and intellectual. We don't have any cups or fire. We don't have wands or fire. We just have pentacles and air, earth and air, and no fire and water. So you may not be expressing your emotions as much as you need to. And you're going to have to decide for yourself if that's a good or bad thing. For you, Virgo, honestly, without seeming like an asshole, come on, let's be honest, expressing your emotions is not like number one right now. There's too much else going on with family and, mother energy and pinnacle work. Things are falling apart. Who gives a fuck how I feel, right? I just need to be clear about this. So all in all, there is some clarity coming in for you though, Virgo. This air energy is here. You're going to make your mind up about something. So hopefully this helps you guys. I love you. I'm very fond of Virgo energy. I'm going to be recording the Virgo new moon video hopefully tomorrow. So I will see you guys there, and if I don't, I will see you in October. Happy birthday, Virgo. You know what to do.